Thank you for watching GTV Breakfast. My guest is a pastor, a tutor, and a philanthropist. If I were to give him an English name, it would be David, because he took down a political Goliath in Ghana. He is the MP-elect for Ablekuma West constituency in the Greater Accra region, Reverend Kweku Addo. Good morning. First time at GTV.
Yes, good morning.
Really happy to see you here.
It's my pleasure.
And congratulations on your epic win.
Thank you. Thank you.
When did you know that you were taking that seat?
Oh, after the 2020 elections when I lost, I went for hibernation for a while and then reconsidered. But then at that point, I decided I wasn't going to run again because I felt so discouraged. But then I think leading to our primaries, that was in 2023, when I decided to run again, I knew what I needed to do. So from then on, I knew I wasn't going to lose again and that I was going to do whatever it took to be able to win.
What did you know that you needed to do?
I was new in the political scene, and so I needed to reach out to more people to get to know me, to get to understand what I believed, what I wish I could do, and then build that relationship in the constituency. Because I remember in 2020, people said, "Oh, we didn't know. I didn't know. We don't know him." So I had to get on the ground and try to just meet the constituents. So right after, I think mid of 2023, I started my house to house, just visiting homes, meeting people, entering churches. And that's what I knew was the trick, because for you to want to lead the people should know you. They should understand what you stand for, what is it that you bring to the table, and I did all that. So actually, when I think our opponents realized that this year, August, that we were doing something, but then we'd already entered the ground and we were really solidly on the ground.
What were you hearing when you went on the house to house?
Oh, we didn't know you were like this. Oh, we thought you were calm. We thought you didn't know how to talk. We thought, oh, we didn't know, Hey, also for those comments, and I was like, wow. Then the 2020, I pretty much just went into like a blank space because people were now like, oh, is that you? Is that what you think? Is that what you do? Is this what you've done before? And things like that. So it was a crucial part of my plan that we set off to let people know who Kweku Addo was in Ablekuma West.
How do you describe yourself?
Oh, I hail from Akwam Fie, which generally, the Akwamuns and the Kweapems, we are calm people. Talking about myself.
But Asumani is the one who got the keys from the
being calm doesn't mean you are not bold.
Because those days are militant.
Yes. History talks about we being warriors and all, but in our current dispensation, you realize that we have very calm demeanor, but then tough on the inside. And so basically, I am somebody, I like to take things easy. I don't like extravagant things too much. I like to be normal. And I like to be fair in my mind. Whatever I do, is it okay? If not, So basically, I'm a very, very simple guy.
What was it like growing up in the 70s? Because you were born in the late 60s.
Yes.
What was it like growing up?
I grew up in a home with 10 other siblings.
You were number what?
Number 8.
Almost towards the end.
Almost towards the end.
So you have siblings who are almost like as old as you, a father.
Yeah, 70s and onwards.
Yeah, what was that like living in this big house?
It was a big house. Mm-hmm. That's the funny thing. Mm-hmm. It was a 2-bedroom house, With
11 children.
Yeah. So the boys slept in the living room and the girls slept in the bedroom and mommy and daddy and the last one slept in their room.
Describe bedtime with how many boys were you?
5 boys.
Okay, not too bad. The girls will have population problems, but you 5
guys. They are also 5. But as we were growing, the older 2 girls got married, and so they left, so there was a little room.
All right.
So in the bedroom, we slept in the living room, and there was a fan in the middle of the living room. So the older boys slept under that.
And they left you guys in the sweat.
So so I had my cool place behind the 3-seater sofa. But it was a normal thing.
Okay.
You get up in the morning, you roll up your mattress, and then, day starts. Now the bedroom turns into a living room again.
Okay.
You understand?
That's a fact.
Oh, no. We grew up, my both parents were very religious. So there was this early morning devotion every morning, 5:30. So there was decorum in living. And everybody understood there was the older, even the one before you call him Bra, Kojo, Bra. You know, it was established.
Yeah.
Yes.
Order.
But you know, the interesting thing was during Christmas and things like that, some Christmas, my new dress had to be postponed. So, like, you wear your older brother's last year Christmas shirt. You know, and so it was.
In the rank of the boys, you were which number for the boys?
Number 4.
You're number 4. Okay, so there was somebody behind you.
Yeah,
who would take your clothes also.
Yes. But then I think by the time it got to his turn, the older ones now were working and things. So I think things had eased down.
Okay.
So then he didn't suffer much of the brother thank you thing. You understand? So, but it was all fun.
You enjoyed your childhood?
I surely did. And now I look back and I think I should have even enjoyed it more. Where in the evening, Mama would set the table, 11 plates, you know, and everybody had their color. And then she'd be scooping the food.
What was your color, man?
Mine was yellow.
Everybody had their color.
Yeah, 2 people normally share colors.
Oh, okay,
you know?
so you and who share the color?
You know, me and my younger sister, you know, so the yellow plate, and then, you know, she'll go breaking the fish small.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so I take it like that. You know, but it was fun because the family bond was so great, and we still are very bonded.
How many of you are alive now? The siblings.
10.
Yeah, 10. One passed.
Well, the eldest.
Oh, me.
She passed during the COVID in London.
She rest in peace.
And so it's been fun, and we've kept it.
And then you went to school in South Labadi, you went to school in Latebe Okoshi, and then Suhum.
Yes.
3 different places.
No, what happened was that the South Labadi Experimental, which is the homeschool.
Homeschool, yes.
Yeah, I went there from class 1 to 3, whilst the others were at St. Anthony. You know, then at the point, I think financial things changed. So I also joined them from class 3 to upper 6. When then I went to Suhum Secondary Technical.
What was secondary school like?
Oh, it was fun. You know, and I must
Was it free?
No, you pay, but now when you look back, I think it was 4 cedis, 19 pesos or something.
In the 80s?
In the 80s. Actually, I went to secondary school in 1981.
Okay. Right after the coup.
Yes.
Oh, no, in the year that the coup happened.
Yeah,
Yes,
kind of,
yes,
you know.
yeah.
But then, you know, at first, I chose 3 technical schools.
Which ones?
GSTS,
Takrady.
Koforidua Sectech, and Suhum was my 3rd choice.
Okay.
You know, and then when the results came, my dad had gone on trek. So when he came, we went to GSTS and said the place was full.
Okay.
We came to Accra, slept, and then we left to Koforidua. We got there, the place too was filled up.
Oh.
Then he said he had a friend who was a lodge at Suhum, so we should go. We went, and I said, no, my first choice now, you know, because it was something.
You wanted to go to GSTS?
Yeah, you know. And then, so we went to Suhum, and then I was admitted. And now I look back and I'm proud to say I'm happy I went to Suhum.
Initially, you were not happy?
No, initially I wasn't happy as well.
How was that like? I mean...
No, because your friends were going to GSTS, and you know, even in our minds in those days, we figured some schools were more prominent than others, you know, and so then it was, GSTS was the thing during those days, or Koforidua Sectech, Burma Bar, and things like that. But then when I went to Suhum, I realized that I didn't have a choice. Now I was here and I have to stay. You know, so we managed it, but then it was fun.
And you studied what, science?
Yeah, I did science. But you know, those days we had this combination because it was a technical school. So I did physics, chemistry, but I didn't do biology, but I did agric science.
Okay.
And then I did woodwork, and then I did econs, and then I think geography.
So you can make a table and chair for me?
Oh, sure.
You can?
Sure.
Easily?
It's been a while though, but at least the technical mind is still there. Yes,
at that time, did you have an idea of what you wanted to be when you finished school?
You know, actually, during that time, I'd wanted to, my dad had encouraged me to pursue agriculture. So that's why I had the agricultural base. And so right after school, I went to the Kumasi Tropical Institute of Agric.
Okay.
Yeah, for 2 years. And then just about when I was about ending, that was when my dad passed.
Oh.
So then the whole narrative changed.
How did that impact you? Can you remember when you got the news that he had passed?
Yeah, I was in school, and unfortunately, it was around the March the 7th, Independence Day. I had gone to play soccer, and I'd gotten my leg broken anyways. So I was at G, you know, awaiting
hospital.
Kofanochi. You know, so then I got my POP. So I came to Accra. When I came, they said, "Oh, Daddy was not home." You know, I was like, he's not well. He's been taken to Kolebu and all. So then it was, I think, a few days after when they broke the news that he had passed. But then, I mean, I had only one leg at that time. So the funeral and everything happened. And then I also started working on a crutch.
Were you close to your dad?
Yeah, to a extent, but it's not like now we are with our children. Then it was that anytime we talk, school is saying,
Very strict.
school fees. You know, then
Provider.
it's only in the morning, maybe devotion time, we'll pray and stuff like that. You know, but we're okay, but not as close as to my mom.
So you don't remember yourself crying when your father died?
You know, interestingly, I didn't cry. I didn't cry. He died in 88. You know, but then I was having my own pain.
Your leg was more important at that
the
time.
The heat in the POP and all.
Yeah.
So, you know, the funeral came and went, and then I started getting better. So I started using a crutch, and then I moved to the walking stick. And then when it healed, eventually I started working with an auntie of mine. May she also rest in peace, Nanekwe Abuatima, at Achimota. She used to have a block factory. So I'll go there and manage it for her.
Okay. What was that like?
Oh, it was interesting.
With the workers, these days people say the workers are the biggest problem. What was it like? Were they stealing blocks?
No. If they get opportunity, they will steal. You know, and you know, it was interesting because what I didn't know when I went was that, like, maybe you're supposed to manufacture 30 pieces per bag.
Yes.
You know, they could go up to like 32. So every bag that you get to, then eventually they have.
They'll swerve the two.
So over 10 bags, that means you have 20 blocks. So when somebody comes, they load. So when I went, I corrected all those
One
things.
time. Because it's making the blocks weaker. If you do more blocks, that you should have been doing.
Yes. And then we used to get the cement in the silo, not the bags. So that was also, I think, the quality was a little bit low. So all those things happened. And I remember during those times at the block factory, we had customers like Azuma Nelson.
The boxer.
Yes, Mark Tonto, because they were building behind our block factory. So you get to meet them. And then, interestingly, that's where my life changed. You know, I was there one day when the driver of my auntie told me that, Kweku, you're a good boy. Wow. You know, I was like, hey, you know, whatever. You know, then he said, oh, passport. I said, yeah, what passport? I said, Kofabra. So I went home, told my mom, and my mom was like, hey, you know, I don't want any libby stuff. No, just do your work. Maybe be quiet, things like that. You know, so then the guy came pressing on me again. You know, that was around the time the merger of the East and West Germany.
Okay.
You know, and the guy said, no, I want to help you. You're a good boy. Because, you know, within 2 years that I worked there, I was able to help my auntie to buy 2 tipper trucks.
Wow.
Reformed. I mean, and I realized people come there in the evening with her friends. I said, Mama, then she agreed. Then
where were you getting all these entrepreneurial
I don't know,
ideas
it was
from?
just
Were your parents entrepreneurial?
No, my mother was a teacher and my father was a surveyor. You know, so the guy was very happy with me. So then he got me a visa.
Okay. Straight to Germany?
To Germany.
What time of the year was that when you landed in Germany?
1990.
Okay. Was it a winter or summer? What time?
Oh, it was winter time.
So what was your first experience of snow like?
Charlie, it's not rough. You know, I went with the jeans, I remember. And you know, there used to be a square briefcase, you know, with the numbers.
Yes.
And then
combination numbers.
Yeah, combination. And then I had my jeans shirt, a jeans shorts, a trousers, my shirt, and then I had a jean jacket. You know, and then when we got to Berlin, came out of the plane, my ears as if somebody was using a knife.
Damn, really cold.
Very cold. You know, it's like, hey, then likely, you know.
Didn't they give you intelligence that the place would be very cold?
I was supposed to meet my friends in Patrick Dems in West. So I had to arrive and take a train. And, you know, so I got there out of the airport, and then the first taxi I saw, I just told them that the nearest hotel, and then, you know, nice Mercedes-Benz, you know, cream in color. I said, hey, I have Addo, you know, but I was feeling cold. But then he turned on the heat and took me to a hotel, Shells or something, you know. Then, you know, from there, I sat in there for a little while. Then I recomposed myself and then took my bag and came out and found a train back to the West.
How long did you spend in Germany?
I was there for 3 years.
What were you doing in Germany?
You know, the first year I tried to learn the language, but then I think my tongue was not too good for it. And so then...
So you don't speak Deutsch?
Bitternish.
What is that?
Please not. You know, so then I worked in the pizzeria for a while.
You were making pizzas?
Yes. I became very good at it.
You're a pizza champion?
It's serious.
What's your favorite flavor?
I could fly it and then roll it.
Nice.
Yeah, you know.
What's your favorite flavor?
Tuna pizza.
Tuna.
With anti-choking and broccoli and things like that.
All right.
Yeah, you know. And even still, I do enjoy when I have time to be able to do.
So you can still do your own pizza?
Yes, when I have the time.
When you have the time? Okay.
So then, I did that. Then I also worked a little bit at the Ford company in Combe.
The car company?
Yes.
Okay.
And then,
what were you doing there?
No, I was just screwing.
Oh, riveting. Oh, wow. How long is your shift?
8 hours, but then...
Of just doing...
But you take a break and then you come back.
It's tiring, huh?
It's tiring, but there's money.
Okay, good money.
Enough money for Ghana.
Okay, and there were Ghanaians on that floor?
There were Ghanaians on there. Actually, to be honest, when I went, I started as a cleaner.
Okay.
With a 2-hour shift. And then later on, I got the opportunity because a brother of ours helped me to be able to secure that job when somebody went off. So basically, that was the part of Germany. But it was...
Were you legit, though? Did you have papers?
No, in those days, they call it Ukodie-Dro, you understand? That's the asylum thing.
So, how did you survive? When you see police, what do you do?
No. Once you did a draw, you have your paper to be able to move around.
What is that draw?
You seek asylum.
Okay. Oh, so you sought asylum, economic refuge. Okay, yeah, all right.
Because then my friends that I went to meet, they were, that's Victor Usu's sons.
Okay.
They were...
politician.
Yes.
Yeah.
So then I went to hang with them for a while. But later, once I did that, they took me to my own base, which was in Habarat, near Cologne. So that was where I was. But then it was back and forth, but I wasn't too happy.
What was your best moment in Germany?
Quite a few of them.
Okay.
The nice parties.
Okay, good parties. Like, George Darko was big back then, right?
No, then Lumba had then started.
Okay.
They were not too far from us.
Which of his songs was hot around that time?
Oh, Mekwe, the one he did with Champon.
Nana Champon. Okay.
Those were the ones that had just come.
Okay.
And just seeing a new place.
All right.
Let me tell you a funny story. One time I was supposed to be coming from Cologne to Habarat. And then I boarded the bus and I fell asleep.
Oh.
And then before I realized, they were waking me up that...
You had gone cry.
And I didn't know where I was.
Damn. Did you have money in your pocket?
Oh, a little money.
Okay.
So it was around 10, 11 o'clock. So the buses were about closing. So I met a lady, and then I explained. She spoke English. I spoke and said, so she took me in her car, dropped me somewhere.
Okay.
And then I connected a Strassebahn back to my... So when I came, my friends were like, "Oh, what chair? I didn't say anything."
No. They will laugh at you. And then you stayed in Germany, and then you traveled again.
Yeah. So then I came to Ghana.
Back to Ghana.
But I came back to Ghana, and then my older sister, and then my fiance was in the U.S. So they had filed for me.
Okay.
So then I had the opportunity to visit the U.S.
Okay.
So it was there that I really now... That was in about 24, 25 years old.
Okay. So 90s?
Yes, 90s.
Mid-90s?
Mid-90s,
okay.
94, thereabout. So that was when, now one like, okay, so now what is it? Here's an English-speaking place.
Let's settle.
Let's settle.
Okay. Did you go back to school? Did you go and learn stuff? What did you learn?
I did quite a bit. So then my sisters were like, oh, here, if you want to, so it's nursing. So I said, okay. So I went to nursing school.
So you've done pizza, you've worked on a car this thing, you've done blocks, and now you're a nurse.
Yes. So I did the LPN course, finished and everything. Then I realized I didn't like
licensed something nurse.
Licensed practitioner.
Nurse. Okay.
So I realized I didn't like it.
Was it heavy? Was it unpleasant work?
It's a job, but the part I couldn't stand was when somebody passed.
You didn't like that?
Because I worked in a convalescent home.
Okay.
And then, you build relations with these old people, and then you come back.
The customer dies.
And then I'll go and I'll be thinking.
What was the first experience like?
No, that was one old Hispanic man, Mr. Gomez. He was in the last room at the end. And that man was very troublesome, but I was the only one that he could relate to.
Okay.
So he also became a pal. He spoke broken English, but then we managed to, talk and stuff like that. Then one morning I came and he had passed, and I was like,
The customers are just dying on you.
So I decided. So then I went to the bank teller school. So
you entered banking too?
I entered banking too. Charlie, I've suffered though, So I entered banking. But then luckily, that funny time, this story, not too many people know.
And we want to know.
You want to know? Then I had this Jerry Curl.
For real?
I'm telling you.
I cannot imagine you with the Jerry Curl.
Come on.
Why the photos day, man? You have to give us a... You had Jerry Curl? The dripping one?
Not the dripping one, but the cool one. And my ears was pierced.
You pierced your ear? Let me see. Is there evidence to that? Oh, so full.
Yeah, because I was a blogger, you know.
Wow.
You know. So then I went to an interview at Bank of America.
All right. Okay.
And then, there, after everything, they told me they'll get back with me. So when I went out, this black lady walked out with me and told me that you did very well. But look at how you look. I was like, damn. My mom had complained so many years. I was even
You were sending her pictures of you in the earring and things.
No. When I came from Germany, I had it. Yeah. So it had been with me. You know. So, oh boy. So then when I went home, I took it off, went to the barber, cut my hair.
Santo? Or just
Santo,
like
just normal.
Okay.
Then you scrape the back and then,
Yes. And you won the interview? You got it?
No, I didn't.
Oh.
And so the lady told me it was my appearance.
Oh, no.
So then I said, no.
Never.
So then I took the earrings off, cut my hair, started dressing straight.
Have you ever worn that earring again?
Never.
And the curls didn't come back?
No, never, up till now. And now the hair's even bald anyway.
And so you missed out on the banking, then what happened?
Yeah, so then, but then I was able to get into City Travelers Bank.
Yes.
And so there, I was there. I worked there for a while.
Which state were you in America? Which city?
I was in California for a while, then I moved to Maryland.
Okay.
And then in Maryland, that's when I joined Citibank.
Okay.
And then worked for about 2 or 3 years. Whilst in Citibank, I worked in the recovery department, and then that was why I got an interest in real estate.
What is recovery?
Like people whose homes have gone for bankruptcy, foreclosures and things, and the banks need to repossess
So they
them.
buy the homes?
No, you get a loan to buy a home. You are not able to pay, so the bank repossesses it.
We take your house from you?
They take it back
Oh,
because
wow.
you owe.
Okay.
And then we still needed to manage the home so that it could be traded off.
Did you experience some sad stories of people who...
Oh, a lot. That department was a sad department.
It's a bit like the nursing place when people are dying on you.
Oh, but this one there is money. It's money. So that's why I realized that in America, the buying and selling of homes were a big deal.
So you entered into it?
So I went to the training.
Okay.
And to become a registered real estate agent.
Wow.
And which we will call a realtor, registered with the National Association of Realtors.
Okay.
And then, so that was where now the interest in real estate started coming, buying and selling.
What's it like selling a house, man?
Oh, it is so sweet. Anytime I sold a house, I bought a new suit.
How many seats did you have?
Oh, plenty. But now I don't even like wearing them.
Yeah, because now you're in your nice kaftan, man.
The place is too hot.
It's too hot, man. It's too hot. It's not America.
I've given some away, but then it was a joy.
Okay.
Then,
all right.
You had a good car, you had a good job.
What car were you driving at that time?
ML 500.
That's a Benz.
Yeah.
Hey, also for you chill before.
And proud to that, I had a C240.
What brand is that?
Mercedes.
Mercedes. Oh, you are just a Benz guy.
Yeah.
Is it a German thing?
Yeah.
Because the taxi you entered in Germany was a Benz.
Yes, a car, and no Benz.
And no any Benz.
And even now, I still have an old C280.
You're a Benz guy.
Yeah.
Yes. And so you stayed in America for how long?
A little bit over about 10 years or a little bit.
Did you get married there?
Yes, I got married.
Okay.
And now I have 4 children. And then my mother started aging. Then she called us because 5 of us were there and said one of us should come and help because she had started a school when my dad had passed in 84.
Yeah.
And now the school was growing.
Wodarine,
yes. Okay. So my older sister had issues why she couldn't come because of her children.
Yeah.
And then the stubborn one has always. I said, let them try it.
So now listen, nurse, everything, and now you're going into education.
Yeah, I'm going to education.
Okay.
So when I came to Ghana, I was like, I looked at the whole thing, but it was all management. Mama was so kind-hearted that when people don't pay fees, she would just like, she would sack the people and then call them mother.
She was soft-hearted.
Very, 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 very. So when I came, I said, no, all these things have to change.
You were hardcore.
Because she will call you in the US. Oh, me too, your salary. So then we'll all bring 100, 200 together. Then we send to her. Then she pays salary. So when I came, I said, no, new king, new law.
Did people hate you for that?
Hey, almost the appearance. Mama, where are your bar? I don't know too much.
They were doubting your link with her because you were different.
Different.
Was it a Yankee training you?
No, I think I was just being principled, and it was a business, and it needed to run well. And then one day, my mom called me and told me that this thing she's doing, she's not doing for the money.
Meaning?
No, she's doing to glorify God.
Okay.
You understand? So I shouldn't come in So then I took
A backseat.
a back seat, and I was like, okay, Mama will flow with. So then I told her, Mama, if I have to do this thing, we have to be clear. I've left everything to come and do this thing. So let's agree on certain things. You give me the power to be able to run without any interference from my siblings or anybody.
Okay.
So that I can do, at any point, we can transfer leadership. And so we spoke.
You wanted a super majority like the one President Mahama has right now.
Well, that was, me, I wanted it all.
You wanted it all.
I wanted autocratic,
Did she agree? Did she agree?
She did. And my siblings also agreed. Because,
They agreed?
Yeah.
How did you convince them?
I didn't have to. Because you had the opportunity, you wanted to keep the dollars. You also had an opportunity, you want to keep the dollars. I want to do the CDs. You should leave me to run the CDs.
That's all.
I think it was simple. But then everybody will get their remunerations at the end of the year based on profits. But then no interference. Because I realized that multiple leadership will not work.
You need a straight chain of command. Is the school still in existence?
Yes, it is
still running.
Yes.
Okay.
So, but the funny thing I was saying was that, so what my mom was doing, I came through, and then before I realized, the spirit of the old lady had entered me, and I was giving scholarship rough.
Philanthropist.
And now that, almost about half of the students there have some form of scholarship. You understand? Because I came to realize that the need, and Mommy told me that, say, I'll speak this in a council.
Yes, and then you translate for me.
He said, say,
so if God gives you money?
Enough money for you to eat, and you have excess, that means you have to help somebody.
So that's the ethos behind ordering.
Oh, that has been, so then I saw the sense in it.
Okay.
Today if I'm here, I don't think I'm here on my own accord, but I think it's a favor that God has had on me. You understand?
And you have to pay it back.
It's some grace. Yeah. So that's what we've been doing.
Were you shuttling between America and Ghana while you were here?
In the beginning, I did it for a while, and it was too tiring. And then with the school issue, Ghana, when you are running business, I tell people when you are not here, it's not hands-on. Yeah. You always go back. Because anytime I went and came back, there were issues that I had to solve. So almost for about 14 years or so, I've never even traveled to America. I've been here.
Did you work on the Barack Obama campaign?
Yes, I did. That was when I was about the time where I was coming.
Okay.
Before I left, because in my neighborhood, in Joseph, I live in a town called Joseph.
Which state?
In Maryland.
In Maryland.
Near Columbia. And then I had a friend I worked with in Citibank who was one of the main campaign people for the then Congress woman. And so then in talking, then they realized that they needed to get into the black votes.
Okay.
The African Americans.
Yeah.
So, and then I taken church more seriously.
Were you a reverend then?
No,
not yet. Okay.
Then I was a lay minister in Lighthouse. So then I had refocused. And so I started talking to people, handing flyers, giving them a reason why an African American being a president would be beneficial to them, especially with the immigration issues, the affirmative action. So then we started. So in my neighborhood, we'll go around in the evening.
This is long before he became candidate for the Democratic Party.
Yeah, no, when he had become the candidate.
The candidate?
Yes.
So maybe that was your training for what you'll be doing in Dansoman many, many years after.
Even that, I did it because, we're happy to see a black man come to power. You understand? But then when I came, it's a different thing. Here in Accra, it was the little things that I think we should have that we were not having. You understand? Because water was a problem in Dansoman. People say it still is, but I don't know. So I told the people on my street, let's do a borehole. I spoke to a few neighbors, and they were like, "Oh, move your Kwentumba, you do all this." And I said, "Okay, so whatever." So I went ahead and did it. And it's been there for almost 13 years.
Still working.
Still working. And then when there's no water, everybody comes to queue. You understand? And I remember we were talking about lights. That our street used to be very dark.
Yeah.
We all came together, and we bought the lights by the help of Marco Sacre and others. And then so like we're building our own community. Many a times we'll buy boulders and things to fill the street when it rains because the water was in the street. So it was those communal things. That I was like, I think we can do better. We deserve better. Because I had lived in Dansoman from 1978 when I was in class 5 at St. Anthony. And like the street has always been the same till now.
It's got to be improvement.
You get a point. When we were growing up, I remember even as young as when we were at South Labadi, we'll walk all the way to Regal to go to a library. And here in Dansoman, you don't find a library. I went to one at the Nasarawa, small one. The books there, you can count them on your fingers. So these were the things was agitating my inner self. You know. But then the issue becomes the politics in Ghana. You have to affiliate, you know, and then there is that perception that all accounts are MPP or whatever it is, you know. But then
all others are NDC, that kind of thing.
You know. But then I had the privilege through my friend Humphrey. Humphrey, we were friends in the U.S. I visited the NDC. Their chapter programs a few times, you know, as a sympathizer. But when we came here, he gave me a copy of the
Constitution.
Okay. You know, and then when I read it, I was like,
this is what you want.
This is the human face.
It fits with you.
It fits with me, you know. So then I told my mom that, that's me your politics. Now I say, hey, no. Yeah, Christopher,
people will be insulting you left, right, and center.
Entire family. Things that, I remember she telling me, even your growing up has not been easy like that.
So she was against it. She was against it.
She was against
Who
it.
in your family said, hey, go for it?
None of them.
Nobody.
It's a Christian family. I have 5 brothers. They are all ministers. The female one, she's also a lay minister. The older one, the other 2 are married to pastors. So it's a house.
It's a pastor house. And you're also a pastor.
But I'm a pastor, but still,
hardcore.
What has to be done has to be done.
Do people have? You have like pushback? This what is? I read a comment on X. This but how can a reverend be going into politics? You get that kind of feedback?
In 2020, I got it a lot.
What were they saying?
Oh no, Osofo, why are you going into politics? And even after just recently, I had one pastor in my community say that he believes that if you're a pastor, you want to go into politics, then you have to resign from your position as and I said, when I was told, the person who told me was very angry. I said, no, don't be angry. Sometimes lack of knowledge, you understand, because in reality, if we want to look at the biblical and the religious aspect, all the years in the lives of the Israelites, it was men of God, people filled with the Spirit, who the Lord allowed to lead his people. Until then, Saul, they said, we also want a king like this, and it happened, and thereafter. And so any nation that does not have a direction, and direction meaning from the word of God or from the mouth of God to direct them, it's an error.
My theory is that people think that politicians are liars. So why shouldn't Osofo go and become a politician and also become a liar?
Well, I pray that at least you remain principled, you let your character speak for you. And I think it's we, the citizenry, who have made politicians liars. And we, the pastors, who are not getting involved with the governance of our nation, that's why more liars are even lead. If so, they are described as. But the fact remains that if you are honest and you are doing what you're supposed to do, whether you be a pastor or not, you are still a citizen of the land.
What did you make of all these prophecies that this person's going to win, that person's going to win? I mean, were people asking for prophecies from you because you're also a reverend?
No, but I'm not a prophet.
You're not a prophet. What do you make of some of these prophecies, man?
I think, Asamo, you know this men of God, you get a point. I think at a point, they need to come to a reality and a sense of knowing that the Lord will judge us, whatever we do on earth, whether in and out of our bodies, and also understanding prophecy. The little I know about prophecy sometimes is not in time. There are things that maybe the Lord will reveal to you. It doesn't mean it's now. It could be later. So you need to delve deeper to have a better understanding. So sometimes when I hear them, I was like, oh, wow. Hey, where do you be? You hear some. And, now that I'm also affiliated to a party,
yes.
the NDC party, and then you hear prophets and say, GM is not going to win, and
Osofo is not going to win.
Then you ask yourself that, at what point is the truth of what God is saying? You understand? So for most of the prophets, I listen to them, but personally, I don't dwell too much on them. You understand? Because what you heard and your interpretation, your understanding of the word, that gives you the base for you to be able to say it. You should know. And you are the only one who will know because nobody else will. You understand? So these prophecy things, they are true prophets, though.
Yes, they are.
They are true prophets.
As they have false as well.
Yeah.
So in June, you managed to get the current vice president elect to come to Dansuma. Did she come?
Yes, no, she was supposed to come, but she came in 2020.
Okay.
But this year she wasn't able to make it.
This year, who
because
came
of schedule.
before the election?
Oh, today, this year, General came.
The whole general.
The whole general. That was a few days before.
How
election.
did you make that happen?
Oh no, we invited him.
Okay.
He was doing the Accra tour, and we urged him to stop because it was likely we were going to win the seat, and he needed to come. And it was a real motivation.
What was the energy like?
The energy was wow. And the one thing when he came, I was standing next to him. Then he says that there is a big tree, but what reminds me, that's what him speaking.
Yes.
It's a reggae song which said, "If you are the big tree, I am the small axe." You know that?
If you are the big tree, you are the small axe.
So when he said that,
ready to cut you down. Okay.
You know, then I was like, wow. You know, and then he made another inference. He said that Ablekuma West for Kweku Addo yeah, Pamono, near the Kweku Addo Papa, and so Ablekuma West.
Well, is the president also born on Wednesday?
Yes.
Oh, it was written, eh?
So it was just a joy.
Malik was there too, Basintale?
Oh, yeah. If you do care, we'll do keke. If you do keke, we'll do keke.
Rev, you're a gangster.
That's what he said. That's what Malik said, and I think he was also fantastic.
A lot of energy.
Yeah. And then the president himself also was in our constituency.
Jim.
Yeah.
Charlie, you attracted all kinds of big fish.
You know, because it was our time. Ablekuma West for 12 years have not seen enough development. We've not seen, and you know, if truly you come to Dansuma now, as if a canopy has been lifted off the people, a burden. A lady almost pushed me down yesterday.
Why?
I was just crossing the street to buy pawpaw, you know, and then so hey, honorable, dear me, help me. We both almost. Charlie, bro, yeah, that's it. I went to my mom and what on me. I was like,
they are just they are happy.
They're happy, you know. But
did the pawpaw drop?
Oh no, they were now cutting it, spilling it, you know. But then anytime after such thing, I back up and I say, wow, expectation is big.
What does your family feel about all this?
Oh, now they are all excited. now all those around, they all brought their votes to Dansoman because after 2020, I told them that it is a necessity. You know, and the mistake that I did was, before doing all this, I never sat with them to let them know what my thoughts were.
Yeah.
You know, so later when I sat with my brothers, I told them because of this, because of that, because of this. And I keep telling them, if you guys don't get involved, and then things don't change,
don't complain.
Don't complain. You know, because you ask most pastors in Ghana now, the offerings are not coming. Since after the COVID, the offerings are not coming.
Is it the economy?
It's the economy. No, you because
so 24 economy increase the offerings?
Definitely, because more of the church people will get jobs, and then they'll pay their tithes and pay their offerings, and even attendance to church has also decreased because of the same economy. You know, because if you are going to church from Dansuman and you have to come to even Accra, before you spend maybe 5 cities in and out, now you have to spend maybe 10 cities in and out. How much are you going to put as offering, and how much are you going to spend to have lunch? You know, so the economy, whether we like it or not, affects all of us. You know, but the sad thing is when good people sit and not do anything. I had a gathering with the pastors, and I was telling them that I believe we need to rise up. When we rise up, it's not only by prayer, but we should teach our children, the Christian children in Sunday school, to take up positions as class prefects, school prefects, SRC presidents, assemblymen, MPs. And then now when we are saying we want a Christian leadership or a religious leadership, and this I talk for both sides of the religion, Islamic too, then now you can have righteous people leading. Because you know the Bible says clearly, and the word of God has always been true. It says when the righteous lead, the people rejoice. You know, when the wicked, and in wicked he's referring to people who do not believe in the sanctity of the word of God and his wholeness.
Let's talk about some of the stuff that happened after the election. There were reports that the MP's office was attacked, vandalized. True?
I heard about it. At first, it was reported to me that the municipal assembly, some people have gone there. So immediately, we sent people over there. When we went, apparently the people they identified there were not people from our constituency. So then right away, I put a call in to the divisional commander, and I told him that this is the report I've gotten, and the people there, I'm told they are not from the, so they should quickly rise there and get the people arrested. You know, so then later he called me and said when they got there, the people were not there. Immediately after that, I got another call from the director of NIA and said the people were there. So actually, he called me and I think the people entered. So I could hear the noise on the background. And so then also we sent some of our security boys also to go over there. When they went, I think they were able to stop the people. And then the police also came. So they were able to get some few computers. And then they sent it to the police station. It was later that I saw a video run around. And so right there, we did a press conference. The constituency did a press conference. Then we did a press release. That because in Ablekuma West, NDC, I can say for a fact, we know everybody and none of them will even do that. Because you know what? The Sunday after the elections, we did a walk through the southern part. And I told everybody, we've won. Nobody should go. Even not a poster should be removed from the wall. Not a flag. Because when we come to power on the 8th of January.
7th.
On the you understand? Then we will decide how we want to clean the town. You understand? So there was no need, and everybody agreed with me. And so far, I'll say it with all firmness that none of the citizens, and especially NDC members in Ablekuma West, are part of those things. And I think the police should be up and doing and find those culprits and let the law deal with them.
Has Mrs. Ursula Owusu Ekufu called you to congratulate you?
We are not cool like that. You know, honestly, I've met her 4 times in my entire life. You know, once was in 2020 during the COVID at Opokuwari. And then the other day I was in a church when she also barged in. And then I think we met at the special voting. And she stopped by, we greeted. And I think that's about the only time. We are not like, and I don't expect it anyways.
Would you be surprised if she called it?
Very, very surprised. I'm very surprised. Because there's so many things she has said in the past that I think, even if she called, I would have asked her to apologize to me.
Which one hurt you the most?
Oh, when she said on Asampa FM, I think in 2020, I feel saying Kweku na the Reverend Amisro. I said, oh, this chick for
Yeah.
you know, I guess that is politics, you know, but I think politics can be done devoid of negatives and those things, you understand? Oh, a question has been asked. Oh, no, I think I'll win, I'll do this. Yes. But when you demean other people, I think it's not proper, you understand?
What was the mood like in church on Sunday?
Sunday, we didn't go to church. They declared us after 10:30, 11 in the morning. And even, I'll take this opportunity to apologize to the Mount Olivet Church, which was our collation center. We had our pink sheets and we knew we had won. But then the declaration took so long that it took us into Sunday morning. And so whilst we were doing our Jama and things like that.
Then they were in church.
They were in church.
Yeah.
And later I realized that it disturbed them.
Yeah.
And I would want to take this opportunity to apologize. You know, but then next time I'm sure we'll do better.
On Saturday, you guys are working?
Yes. So after the results, we walked through the southern part, Glefe, Gbebu, Shiabu, and we ended there. And so this Saturday, we also want to walk through the northern part to thank the good people of Dansoman for giving us the nod, and also to assure them that we will live and work honestly with them, and whatever we do will be impactful to the community. You understand? I've always promised that I believe that every leadership should be that which impacts the community. You know, and that's what I promised to do for the good people.
What were the 2 English names that you threw away?
Halfway. You know, and this, it came through a story. My name was Emmanuel Kweku Addo. And then in Form 2, a result came, and I got there's another guy, Emmanuel Kweku Addo, and he didn't do well. So his report was mailed to my house. And my dad was so upset. I said, Daddy, and you have results. So he took me to the school. The school reopened. So then they called the guy, you know, and we're all in B.
Yes.
You know, so they called him then. Emmanuel Kweku Addo, then he said, okay, somebody should add another name.
What did you add?
I added Wallace.
Emmanuel Wallace.
It's Wallace.
But now you've taken the Wallace and Emmanuel, and it's now just Kweku Addo. Reverend Kweku Addo.
Yes.
If I were to give an English name, it would be David.
I'll take it.
Because you took down the Goliath. Reverend.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
The small axe that brought down the big tree. The new MP for Ablekuma West, Reverend Kweku Addo. Thank you for watching GTV Breakfast.